Incremental greetings. That would be the first video in 4K in this channel. And there's a reason for this. Because today I want to share with you about the dual screen layouts in SuperMemo 19. This feature is only available in SuperMemo 19. So let me know if that is a feature worth buying, SuperMemo 19. So what happens now is that I don't use the full screen in SuperMemo. I use Chrome. This is just a placeholder. I don't want to share my genuine Chrome here. I will have ChatGPT, Copilot, or whatever I use with AI, along with SuperMemo. What happens that I don't have the knowledge tree, and some other windows are kind of crowded, right? Well, now I can use the second monitor you will see on my the right side. So you have like a mirror thing for me. So what you see on my right side, even if for me it's the opposite direction, in the recording you will see it the other way around, it's my second monitor. Now I can use my second monitor as one single layout. So in this video, I'm going to share different use cases that you may want to use this feature for. One is to use one collection into monitors, one collection partially into monitors. So like now that I'm not using the full screen in the first screen, neither the second screen for my convenience, because I want to have something else at all times. And third, how you can use multiple collections at the same time that are visible at all times. You don't have to go alt left or click whatever. So let's start. In this case, I will start with the second point I set, because that will be my genuine setup, how it's my layout. Remember, I just call it Laptop 2024. So let's say that first I want the contents. Boom! The contents goes to a different place, a second monitor. Then, okay, what else? Yeah, the statistics. I don't need the statistics at all times. I only pick at the stats to know this when I'm using a subset review, stuff like this. That is only available here. So I don't even need the entire thing. Well, that's not what I wanted to do. But for the sake of the example, let's do it. Both monitors are Full HD. 1920 pixels by 1080 pixels. But the second monitor, it's in vertical. So now I can have more space, it's less crowded, and you know what? I still want this on the corner, so I will do it like this. And then what happens? That, wait, I'm not limited to this width. I can make it more, wider, the knowledge tree. I don't require this for the stats, so that's good enough, or even the opposite is true. And I save the template. Sorry, I saved the layout with the same name. That depends. If you use your collection in different computers, and one computer is a laptop that you only have one screen, perhaps you want to differentiate that. So you have one layout for the laptop and one for the desktop. In this case, to simplify, I will just overwrite the one I have. So that means that at any computer, I will see this rearrangement of the layout. So now what happens that I have more space. I don't know what I have here. So then I can read more the ancestor windows at the same time that I may be using ChatGPT or Google, whatever. I even have a space for a second tab. Let's say this. I do care about this one. I have more space whenever I need to. I can have that with all of the width I want to. But wait. That's just my now default. What happens that when I open, let's say, I'm in the knowledge tree in the other monitor. I open biology. What happens now, I have this in the other monitor because it's using my browser layout. So if I want, I could have the browser in my second monitor as well. Because keep in mind, the browser can be open and I can still do the learning with the browser open. So it's like less important, but good to know to have it there. Good to have it just standing there if I need to. It's taking a lot of space, and usually what happens in SuperMemo is that the window falls behind the main window. So even if it's there, like now, you cannot see it. Stuff like this. A different thing you may want to is to maximize this reading space. So so I have reset that. So what I want is absolutely to maximize everything. Come on. This may happen that I are reset for whatever reason. So now I maximize and all of the screen is just the element window. Full screen. Keep in mind, to use SuperMemo is the only window you're required to have. If I open this window, if I close this window, SuperMemo will close down. That's not true for any other window. I can close the window and only that window will disappear. So now what I can have, if I want to, is to have this in full. Not even. I don't have enough space here. This here. Let me do like more or less like that. Oh yeah, it fits. And ancestors. That's it. Whoop. I don't want that. And here, if I want, I can leave some screen, some space left for Discord, Slack, Gmail, whatever you may want to check time to time. That's another option. And I give all the protagonism to the element window. So I can have larger pictures if I want to. Let me actually do some example. Oh, come on. So what happened is that I wanted to populate the images, but I still haven't saved the layout, so it did reset. Come on. Well, just to let you know that this will happen, so take this into account. Now I will just do it quickly. You get the point anyways. Pum 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 pum. The ancestor is not that needed anyways, but and I save this layout. I may call it a different, like full screen, whatever. I will just overwrite it for simplicity. Okay, what may happen, the bug I tell you at the beginning is that when you have a second monitor, that the height is larger. So, and larger like this, it will reset to the height of the first monitor. So I perhaps wanted to have a huge knowledge tree like this in vertical. But for now, because of the bug, it will be reset at all times. So I cannot use that. How you know that? Let's put the YouTube again. That's how I started the video. Then I apply again my laptop, and they are in the same place, more or less. But if I increase it, like this, let's open so it's meaningful. Okay, everything is filled. Then I go, I save the layout with the same name. Then I reapply it. Boom. You see that it has been resized at some degree. So keep that in mind. And finally, next level is to have two collections at the same time. So let me actually change the theme so it's easier to distinguish collections. Yes, so actually that's another bug that I discovered during the recording of this. Sometimes it's just harmless. Sometimes it's buggy that you need to restart SuperMemo, but it's not a feature breaking. So now I have this collection, and I want to open a different one at the same time. Let's say my slides collection. Okay, so now I have my slides collection and my learning collection, and they're using different themes, so it's easier to follow. So what I will do first, oh, in this case I'm showing the background. I'm not showing the background. I mean, desktop. So what I will click is Window and Background, or Control Alt F10. Now it's black because black is actually my background, my genuine background in Windows. So now I can see the other collection. So what I could do, in this case, I'm using a full HD screen, so it's a lower resolution for today's standard. But if you have a 4K monitor, you may want to use this solution. So one is that you could have the second collection in the second monitor altogether, or mixing both in the main monitor and all of those tiny windows on the second monitor. I will do this first. In this case, I will only want this. And remember that the layouts are standalone. In this case, I'm editing two layouts at the same time, one for each collection. Oh my god. So it's not the best experience, but it can still be done. So what I will do is just one collection at a time. Okay, more or less. I will do this. Save. Layout. And I will call it A. Now, the other one, the other collection, that could be, I will call this layout B. And it will be, I don't know, one knowledge tree. Why every time I don't want a knowledge tree, it resets? Come on. Well, for the sake of simplicity, I will leave the knowledge tree because it's messing with me now. And I will have the ancestors, window, layout, save custom layout, and I will call it B. So now I can use this collection. Review. Precausality is throughout to ancestral of beards, death, boom. And I say put here language learning. Now what happens that's not a genuine collection of mine. So the color is off, the color contrast, but you get the point. So if you want to interleave collections, even though they are different collections, because you may want to keep different collections, because if it's a lot harder, you want the stats not interfere with the collection level stats, whatever that may be. Hey, I can do this. Exotic. Wow, forgot about that. Hey, let me continue with this. So now I'm ignoring the other window, because now my point is to micro-interleave the repetitions. So this could be interesting for you if you have a space in your collection and you want two collections at the same time. I might actually do it, this option. Or one is for writing and the other one is for incremental reading. Or you want the school collection in one side, but because it's so tedious and so coerced, you will feel pain. You want to interleave with a meaningful collection with your free learning. So you have one next to each other. And if you need, oh, let me check this, or let me check the priority. Oh, there's no template. Let me select the template. Keep in mind, you need to know which one is active, which window is active, because the one that is active will trigger the key binding. So in this case, I want to change the template. Hey, why is that working? Okay, it's because it was not selected. Perhaps that not it's not the best choice because the color doesn't change the header. Only the bolding of the text is subtle, but it's enough that that means it's active. Therefore, I'm changing the template in this collection, or I'm changing the template of this other collection. How cool is that? And the last is that I could just have this. I could do any combination. And then I could have, now that's the recording software. Imagine this is Discord or whatever I may want to use. So it's in my screen at all times. I could combine as much as you want. This is dual screen. I don't have 3 screens. My graphic card cannot have 3 screens at the same time. I don't know if SuperMemo, I may be assuming that SuperMemo works with 3 screens at the same time. So at least that's a new flow that you can have with SuperMemo. And I think one of the best candidates is 2 collections or to have the browser because of the AI. Those are my 2 cents. Hope this has been useful, and see you incrementally.